This is Ana Sofia Guerrero, the 2014 North American Rolex Scholar of the Our World Underwater Scholarship Society. I hope everyone's having fun in New York and that you all enjoy my video.
My scholarship year was an amazing adventure and a unique learning experience. I have been able to work with leaders in the fields of marine science, conservation, scuba diving, and underwater photography. This year I was able to further my training as a professional diver, see some incredible wildlife, and explore parts of the world that are rarely visited. This past June, I spent a few weeks in the middle of the Pacific working on Palmyra atoll, a remote oceanic island. The nearest point of civilization is an island with a population of under 2,000 people, and that is hundreds of miles away. This is a place where humans are rare and wildlife abounds. On Palmyra, I was working for Dr. Barbara Block from Stanford University on a manta ray tagging project. Every day we would go out on the boat to tag and ID these amazing fish.
Tell me when you want to get in. Do you want to hold behind her or?
I'll get it now.
Okay, go ahead, you're in neutral. Okay. Yeah, I see her. She's to your left. We're drifting. Hold on. You see her yet? Okay. Okay, tell me when to stop. Okay, neutral. Neutral, okay. Hold. Did you get under her? You got under her? Because she's right here. You want to do another? You got it? Okay.
So why were we doing this? We would go out and try to tag as many mantas as we could with acoustic tags and identify the individual mantas by looking at their underside markings, which are like manta fingerprints. The markings are different for every manta. Each time a tagged manta enters the Palmyra Lagoon, it is detected by an acoustic receiver that uploads this data via satellite. This means you could be sitting at home and you could go online and check which mantas entered Palmyra that morning. It is an incredible way for us to keep track of individuals and learn how these threatened animals use the island. On some occasions, we would find mantas that were easy to follow and seemed eager to be ID'd. However, this was usually not the case. So we had to get innovative.
Okay, this is a new technique. Manta, shelf manta. We're gonna call it shelf manta. It takes a very skilled boat driver to plan the wind.
Later in the year, I returned to the Pacific, but this time I ventured south to the only U.S. national park in the Southern Hemisphere, the National Park of American Samoa. Here, I joined the Marine crew of the National Park Service and helped with their long-term Crown of Thorns sea star eradication work. Crown of Thorns sea stars are natural members of the Indo-Pacific reef ecosystem, but human impact has led their numbers to spiral out of control. As natural predators of coral, these animals storm the reefs by the hundreds, leaving only bleached white skeletons in their wake. The team in American Samoa is working to keep the sea star numbers down and learn about these animals. With continuous eradication dives and meticulous data collection on their size and age, they hope to find patterns and answers that will help ensure the future of the reef. This year took me to many different places and more than 15 minutes video worth of adventures. I visited incredible places aboard the National Geographic Orion on the Lindblad Expeditions trip. Among them, the predator-infested reefs of the Southern Line Islands, a reminder of what our reefs looked like before human impact. Or dropping in on a sperm whale carcass floating in the middle of the Pacific Ocean.
If there's a shark, don't get between the shark
And the whale. Blowing bubble rings at a curious snapper. And recognizing my severe lack in musical skills while visiting the Cook Islanders at Manahiki Atoll. On the other side of the Pacific Ocean, I dipped my toes into the chilly Canadian waters off of Vancouver Island. And I finally got to see the healthy kelp forests of the California Channel Islands that everyone kept telling me about. While in Australia, I decided to tackle the challenge of learning coral identification by enrolling in a 2-day workshop at the University of Queensland. Luckily, I survived the experience and none of the corals were harmed in the process. A lot of these moments will stay with me forever. And sure, sometimes a curious snapper tried to eat my strobes. And buddy communication sometimes failed. And later in the year, the mornings started to get a little bit more difficult. But I was always ready to get in the water. This was truly an incredible year, a one-of-a-kind learning experience that went above and beyond the high bar I had set for it, and I have all of you to thank for that.